The next question, it says, an 8 kilogram wooden block is attached to a 2 kg wooden block by means of a weightless inelastic string which passes over a frictionless pulley. The block accelerates downward, a rough plane inclined at 20 degrees to the horizontal as shown below. Now, question number 1. Define the tension in the string is 21 newtons. Question number 1, define acceleration. What is acceleration? Most of the definitions that we use for mechanics, you will find that you can derive the definition from the equation. We know that acceleration, it is equal to the change in velocity over time. That is the equation that we use for calculating acceleration. But now, acceleration, it is equals to acceleration is equals to the rate. Immediately, fella, in your equation, you have t as in the denominator. You must know that acceleration is a rate of change of velocity. That is the definition. Even if you forgot it in the exam, but knowing the equation, it will help you to derive acceleration as the rate of change of velocity. Then you get full 2 marks. Now, let's move on. We have a question. I will answer it while I'm still busy with this question because it is also have the static friction. The next question says, draw a labeled force diagram of all the forces acting on 8 kg block. All the forces must be included. Now, here when you look at the marks, it says 3 marks, which means the forces that you must identify will be 3. You cannot have more than 3 forces. Now, let's look at this. When we look at what we were told here, we were told that an 8 kg wooden block is attached to a 2 kg wooden block by means of a weightless inelastic string which passes over a frictionless pulley. The block accelerates down a rough plane at what? Now, when we have to identify the forces, this is our slope. Then we identify the forces acting on an 8 kg block. Then the first force that you must include, it is the weight. We call it this force weight or Fg. Then, because the object is moving downward, we will also have the normal force. We cannot have the normal force cannot be in the same direction as the weight because the object is on the slope. It's not horizontal. And also we have the friction. We will have the friction force. So these are the 3 forces acting on an object. Or let's say you want to use the components. If you want to use the weight components, you will still have your normal force, and also your friction. You will have your F friction. But because now you are going to use Fg parallel and also Fg perpendicular, you cannot include Fg because Fg, it is the Fg parallel, it is the component of Fg perpendicular and Fg parallel. So these 2 ones, the Fg parallel will be here. So if you used Fg parallel, Fg perpendicular must also be there. But you cannot use Fg and also include FG parallel. These two forces are the components of FG. So if when you add them together, they will give you this. But not forgetting that FG parallel is equals to, let me write this equation. FG, we know that it's equals to mg. But this, for these two components, FG parallel is equals to mg sine theta, whereby theta, it is the angle of the slope. And also, FG perpendicular is equals to mg cos theta, whereby this theta, it is the angle of the slope. So in this case, the slope, the angle of our slope is 20 degrees. 20 degrees. So you will also be substitute this theta by 20 when you do your calculations, if you are going to use the components when you answer the questions. Then the next question is, prove using a calculation that the magnitude of acceleration of the system is 0.7 meters per second. So what do? For you to be able to answer this, the forces that you identified will be the ones that will help you to answer this question. Remember, you were also given the tension of the string as 21 newtons. Now, let's say you use 8 kg block, or you can still use 2 kg block. Let's start with 2 kg block. For 2 kg block, you will say you cannot be able to prove acceleration is 0.2 as long as you did not first identifying the forces acting on 2 kg block. So 2 kg block, if this is the direction of motion, it means 2 kg block is moving upward. So the tension will be up, and also the FG will be downward. Remember, FG will be there, and it is a non-contact force, so we cannot see it. So we have two forces for 2 kg block. Then I said to you, whatever you are asked to calculate, start by writing down F net is equals to MA. Then, whereby we have 2 and we are required to calculate acceleration. We prove that acceleration is 0.7. Now we have two forces, which is T plus Fg, and we know that Fg is equals to mg. So if we take this direction as positive, then the upward is negative, then our T will be minus 21 is equals to 2a. Then mg, you will calculate it. It will be 2 times 9.8 times 2a minus 21. So when you do your mathematics, you'll find that your acceleration is equals to 0.7 meters per second squared. So if you choose T as positive and Fg as negative, you still do the same thing, but what changes only, it won't be the magnitudes, but it will be the signs. Now your tension will be positive 21 plus your Fg will be minus 19.6. Therefore, acceleration will also be 0.7 meters per second squared. This is how you prove using the 2 kg block. So when you have to use the 3 kg block, you still do the same, but now you're going to include the other forces that you were given. But when I look at my question here, we were only given the tension. We were not given the applied force. We were not given. We can still calculate the normal force, but without the coefficient, we won't be able to calculate the friction. And then let's move on.